When I was younger, I struggled with a lot of big emotions: anger, anxiety, and a deep feeling of loneliness. And so, in this video, I'm going to share with you something, actually, 3 steps that I wish I knew about how to feel my own emotions so that they didn't kill me inside and so that they actually gave me success externally. Because I fully believe that your emotions are your greatest gifts and that when you apply them correctly, you can create all the success for yourself and others that you want. And probably more importantly than success, you can feel good inside because you know 2 things. Number one, you're clean, you're pure inside. You don't have any of those hard emotions being processed internally because they're now outside of you. And number two, you trust yourself emotionally, which means anytime you know you're about to go through something hard, you'll be able to deal with it because you know how to process your emotions. So in this video, my friend, I'm going to share with you 3 steps that I wish I knew about how to process my emotions, especially as a man in today's society, because they don't really teach you, they don't really teach anyone how to process their emotions, especially for men. And especially for men, you're often looked at and told, stop feeling, start doing, stop crying, don't be a pussy, etc., etc. And so, without further ado, let's get into step number one, probably the most essential step, which is, especially as a guy, you need an outlet for your emotions, and a healthy, constructive outlet. So what that means is you need somewhere, some place, some form, something to channel your anger towards, to channel your loneliness towards, to channel your sadness towards. I'm going to give you an example. When I used to feel angry about feeling misunderstood, or someone would tell me you can't do something, I would channel that anger towards staying up late, which may not have been a good idea, and building a website. And then when I was done with that website, I would channel that anger towards working out. I'd say, okay, watch me. And so those were healthy outlets of anger. In today's society, you see a lot of guys and a lot of people just keeping their anger inside because they don't know what to do with it. The first step you need to take is finding out some place and creating some place, if you really don't have any place, to apply your anger, to apply your big emotions, to apply your loneliness. Like, and then still sometimes this emotion comes up, but it used to be like 100 times, maybe even like 200 times bigger than what it is now. When I used to feel deeply lonely, I remember I would be like, I want to make something so that no one else has to experience this feeling of loneliness ever again. So that's step number one. Find a positive, constructive outlet. And I also want to add, you don't need to limit yourself to one outlet. I do encourage you to start with one and see how much you can create with it, um, because it's probably part of your purpose. All right, step number two, also extremely important. You need to learn that your emotions are a messenger for something that is off within you or within your life. So, for example, my matcha just fell. When you're feeling angry, it means a couple of different things. I'm going to share with you one of them or two of them. Number one, someone, you potentially being that someone, has crossed a standard of yours. Example, you ask someone to do something, they do the opposite, you feel angry. They have crossed a line, or they've broken an expectation. Some of those expectations are healthy, like I'm gonna feel angry if someone slaps me in the face because I told them not to do that. That is a healthy level of anger. Some are not, and they are entitled anger. For example, I expect someone to bow down to me, to give me the world, and when they don't, I feel angry. That's fucking entitlement. So be able to discern between the two. The other form of a feeling your emotion and being able to process it, knowing that it is a messenger, is that when things are off within your life, you need to understand what is actually off. And so the way you do that when you address your emotion is like, what do I actually feel sad about? And I've seen that when you feel sad, it's simply showing you that there's something you feel powerless to. When you feel angry, it's simply showing you that someone has crossed a boundary of yours. Maybe you, maybe you've broken something. So every emotion has a deeper message with it. I'm not going to share with you every single emotion and its deeper message. I highly encourage you to do this, to look up like the 5 main emotions you feel. It's probably anger, sadness, loneliness, and whatever the other two are. Those are my top 3, like the top 3 big emotions. I don't use the word bad here because, as I just told you, every single emotion, positive and negative, I'll say big and happy, has a message for you. Happiness is like, do more of this. Joy is like, I love this. Keep going. Anger is like, all right, let's figure this out. Guilt is something happened that wasn't a part of who I am and needs to shift. Like every emotion has a message. So I encourage you to look up your top 5 big emotions and to look up what they're telling you and then to apply that to your life. Part 3, step 3, the most important, especially as a young man. Talk to somebody about it. Find someone who you can trust enough, who can empathize, maybe not with you, but with the feelings you're feeling enough, and tell them deeply, specifically, how you feel, and if you're aware of it, why you feel what you feel. And if not, that's okay. Just start with step 1 of telling them how you feel. There was a study about veterans with PTSD. I think this was in the 80s, maybe after the Vietnam War. That could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that was when it was. They took, what? It was like, I think it was with the Vietnam War. Some veterans went to Veterans with PTSD went to therapy, some did not. The ones who went to PTSD were shown to be like exponentially mentally healthier than those who did not. And the reason why is because they just fucking talked about it. Actually, excuse me, that was very wrong. I want to correct this because I'm not about to put out false information. This was a real study. They took veterans, they saw in veterans who, okay, so essentially back when you had the old wars, we didn't have planes back in World War I. So the veterans would have to take a boat home, and it takes 3 months to sail across the Atlantic. So what they would do was, on their 3 months on the boat home, they would talk about their war, them losing their comrades in battle, how they felt about it, etc., etc. Now, modern day wars, veterans get shipped home, flown home right away, immediately pretty much immersed right back into society where no one really wants to talk about the gruesome, unspoken truths of war. And so they kind of just put them down, forget about them, but their emotions haven't. And so they saw with the veterans who, from the past, who have taken the ships home 3 months to get home, who are able to talk to about it with people who understand them, have been through it, right by their side, didn't really suffer from PTSD like the modern day veterans do, because they're able to talk about it. And I use this very extreme example to show you that your emotions need to be spoken about. You need to share it with people. Your inadequacy, your anger, your sadness, whatever it is, your loneliness, your shame, your grief, your guilt, it needs to be shared with others. You need to speak about it. You need to find someone to speak about it with. If you really, and this is why therapy is getting better, because people are beginning to understand this. So if you really don't have someone to speak about it with, like, you need to give someone the money, aka a therapist, because the most important part of your life is your emotional health, my friend. Because every decision you make is based on your emotions. So if there's really no one in your life that you trust enough, that's okay. I actually understand that, because I was at that point in my life where literally no one around me wanted to hear about my emotions. Or, to be more specific, only wanted to hear about my emotions until a certain point. And then it was like I crossed the line. Like, they weren't ready to listen. Like, they could hear about my happiness, my joyfulness, but once I got angry, like, nope, go talk to somebody else. Not my problem. So, like, it wasn't their problem, but I'm asking for help. They weren't willing to give it to me, so I felt alone. And I wish I knew back at the time, like, hey, it's okay to invest in $100 a week, or if you can't afford that, $100 a month into a therapist. If you have health insurance, your health insurance will pay for it. So you need to find someone, get bare minimum, a coach, a therapist. Hopefully, if you don't have to pay for that, a friend, or if you want to like double down, a friend and a therapist, a friend and a coach, a family member, a community that will help you through that understands you and that wants to listen to you. And if they don't understand you, wants to understand you. I'm emphasizing this last point because it is absolutely essential that you find someone to speak to about your emotions. So those, my friend, are the 3 steps you need to overcome your internal world, to really shift your inner world, and to let go of those emotions that you are feeling. Step number 1, I'm just going to repeat them. Step number 1 is find a constructive creative outlet. Step number 2, understand and learn about your emotions and what they mean. Step number 3 is talk about it. Do yourself a favor. Yes, in my opinion, you should go step 1, step 2, step 3. However, there is no one size fits all here. I'm simply aware of that would have worked best for me. It's what I would have been most comfortable with, and still frankly am most comfortable with. I tend to go first towards where can I apply this emotion? Okay, what is it meaning? And then who can I speak with it? Who can I speak with it about? You get the point. That is all for today's video. If you want help, if you want some um, encouragement and understanding, we have a community. It's entirely free. We meet up every other week. The link is in the description to talk about us, to talk about our problems, to talk about our future and what we desire to create. The link is in the description, my friend. That is all. If you're ready, I'd love to see you there, by the way. That is all for today's video. I love you. I... I'm getting a little emotional. I'm so grateful you're here. I really appreciate you. I believe in you. I really hope you understand that and feel that. So if you really want a space to feel understood, to feel like someone genuinely wants to listen to you, because I do, we have a spot in the community for you, my friend. I love you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Continue to be unexpected. Peace.